I don't know where you got that from. Mom.
Have you gotten any sleep?
I did last night. I forced it.
Like how many hours?
Remember when I first got the job? What was it, NyQuil?
Yeah.
Yes. So I slept through all. I mean, I'm sorry for her. She has great nurses on staff that helps. But yeah, I was out. I think I went to sleep at like 9:30. Woke up at 5.
So is that a good night of sleep then?
A great night.
Okay.
But I think it was, that was the inevitable, right? Because I mean, I came in here yesterday like a zombie. Like, what just happened?
So talk a little bit about the Ducks and just what kind of challenges they present on offense with guys like Justin Herbert and Royce Freeman out there.
Well, I mean, I've said it all week. They got him back, right? They got their leader back, and that's how the offense is performing. Right? He's comfortable in that system. You watched what he did at the end of last year, and being able to step in this year and kind of rebuild on that. Yes, they lost him early, and offense was kind of hit or miss. But then now, you get him back in the fold with Royce Freeman, back there running the ball well, and the offense it's a good offense. So defensively, again, we got to rally. I felt that we did a really good job today of executing our assignments. To be able to, again, stop the run. I always say that, and they say, well, Coach, that's clinic talk. Well, it's real, right? If you can't stop the run, you look at what Oregon did to Arizona, right? I think Khalil Tate only had 14 yards rushing, so therefore Oregon won. So it's going to be the same deal. We got to contain Royce Freeman. We have to make sure that we make our plays when they're there to be made against Herbert. And we just got to play 4 quarters. We got to put together 2 complete halves. And and that's what I'm seeing from this Oregon offense. They're fast, they go fast, and as long as we line up and know our assignments, we should be fine. It should be a civil war. It should be great.
What specifically does Herbert bring to the table that maybe they haven't had?
Well, he's able to make plays with his feet, right? He's able to extend plays, and obviously he's a dual threat, quarterback. You saw the run that he had versus Arizona, where he ran untouched into the end zone. So, and again, that offense is efficient behind Herbert. So he can throw the ball downfield, with accuracy. So, for a young guy playing that position, 2 years now, I mean, he's done a great job. So, I mean, when you look at the quarterback, Herbert, that's the threat that he poses. You can have everything covered, but you have to account for him as well.
What's been the focus this week in practice?
Really, the focus has just been on ourselves, okay? Because I said every week, we're going to see stretch, we're going to see away, we're going to see power. And we really focused on ourselves and getting lined up and, playing with fanatical effort. That's going to be a key, maintaining and containing our emotions, identifying personnel, identifying the things that they like to do in certain situations. That's really been the focus on defense. And then, just really being physical. And I think we've done a pretty decent job of doing that this week, because obviously we know that they're gonna bring it, and so are we. They're gonna push. We're gonna push right back.
So what have you seen out of your guys? So as far as when you say those goals, but as far as mindset and focus, what have you seen out of your guys?
Oh, they're locked in. And I asked the question, thinking that I was gonna get the answer that I didn't want to hear. I said, how many of you guys watched the Civil War from last year? Because you always want to remember that and how that felt, and you want to learn from it as well. There were some things that we did really well. There were some things we did not so well. And just watching them and talking to the seniors, you hear it. They're repeating what I said earlier in the week. When I said, this is my last Skelly. This is my last Wednesday. This is my last time to play the Ducks. So when you start to walk around and you hear conversations like that amongst the players, you understand that they're locked in and they know what time it is. They know exactly what the situation is. And then when you go out, and I haven't watched it, I'll go in and watch the practice, but I was on one side, just preparing for the what if, because we have a lot of challenges, that we've been facing as far as injuries. So as I was on one side, it looked really good on that side. I got to go and watch it because I didn't see far side how we were doing, but it seems to be that we were fitting up well, and that everybody is locked in. They understand their assignments. They know where they have to be. They know where they fit, and so that's what I mean in detail as far as they're locked in. The 2 minute. I've seen that. The 2 minute went really well defensively, so we'll see.
Injury-wise, how do you feel you guys kind of shake up as heading into this game?
Obviously, that's always been a challenge, and like I said, we lose a guy to gain a guy, and right now, I think Sean Wilson, his status is unavailable, but again, that'll be a game time deal. He's a competitor. He understands that this is the last game of the season for him, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. And, you got guys like, who else? Kyle White, right? Kyle White completed a full day of practice, and so we'll go in and assess and see where he stands and see if he can contribute and help us out on Saturday as well. But but you lose Jay Irvine, right? So that's kind of been the story of the season. But it's football, and it's to be expected. So you get certain guys ready. You get like Trayvon Bradford. You can see him out there, 08. He was a pretty good corner in high school, so they say. So.
On Tuesday, the Ducks were talking a little crap after they heard your comment about the raincoats. They got a little sensitive about that. But I know you love it when haters hate. So does that bring you motivation?
Listen, don't be mad at me, baby. I'm the wrong one to get mad at because I'm not the one you got to play. Because if you did have to play me, that's a different story. Right? So I'm not. I don't feed into that. I just talk about what I saw. And I could talk about our sideline, versus Washington State, as opposed to Washington State's sideline before they came back. That's football. So if you're sensitive about that, then I'm trying to see if you really understand football. That was just something that I saw, and then you saw shifts of momentum. It happened. It happened. Washington State got hyped. We were up, 24-6, and the next thing you know, you saw their sideline jumping around. You didn't see that from our sideline, and we lose the game. So. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers, but I'm really good at this. I choose not to go down that path. I'm kind of Deion Sanders-esque, without the career, but nonetheless, it's all fun. It's all in high spirit, good sport, and it's going to be a tough game. If they want to talk after the game, I'm available. No, but I have fun. Like I said, I can sit here and do this all day. I really can.
You mentioned Herbert's young, and he has some things that might cause you difficulty. Is he, as a former NFL player, do you see does he have NFL tools?
I mean, it's early in his career, really, to say, right? You have to give him time and see how he develops and how things unfold. But again, I don't take anything away from him. I think he's a really good college quarterback right now, and they've done a really good job of developing him. Really good job.
What's been Brandon Arnold's impact on this program in your time here?
Brandon Arnold, everyone that comes in, all the recruits, they come in and they always look up to him because they're like, when we see highlights of Oregon State, we always see number 3, Brandon Arnold. We get here and we're like, oh man, this guy's big. So, Brandon Arnold is kind of a staple, of Oregon State football back in that secondary. And so he's respected by many. And, his leadership and his dedication in that secondary room and that safeties room has been pivotal, for those young guys, the development of, safeties like Trajan Cotton and Moku Watson, and Jeffrey Manning. So guys have come in and they really kind of, took to him and they look to Brandon for his leadership and then kind of passing the torch and kind of what, Beaver football means to him. And he's done a really good job of sharing that with those guys, and it's made them better.